You're watching QPTV Daily Social Live. We lost some of our tech connections there. That one still works. We'll fix that. Anyway, you're watching QPTV Daily Social Live. This is QPTV.org's live daily show. I'm your host for today, James. Let's get started and we'll let you know what's coming up today on QPTV. Before that, we want to let you know that we're on social media. QPTV. We're on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, LinkedIn, and Twitch. And you can search for us. If you're on any of those platforms, just search for QPTV or Queens Public Television, and you'll find us. You could also email us directly, media@qptv.org. If you have any questions or comments, we'll be happy to take them and answer them for you. While you're at it, pull out your remote control and make sure you save us to your favorites. We're on Spectrum, RCN, and Verizon Files. Make sure you check us out there. Make sure you're saved. Let's get into today's show. The titles here seem to be working. I don't know what happened on the introduction. When we get into how the show is made, and we will do a breakdown of behind the scenes of Daily Social Live down the line when we have time. But right now we're going to go over today's show. We have a planned show because we have a lot coming up, and we have a lot that you can see just from this month alone, and it's only the 3rd. But before we get into that directly, we just want to remind you that QPTV's channels and website are currently under construction and maintenance. We ask for your patience while we make things better. Program submissions to QPTV's web file upload portal are not currently available. Please do not send in your files for processing via web or email. What you can do is sign up for QPTV's newsletter. Go to qptv.org newsletter to sign up, or you can go to our homepage, qptv.org, and there is a sign up form right there. Let's check out what's coming up later. As you can see on the side there, we have Broadway Toast Queensborough and our partners. Let's see if we can play this little preview here. Get me off the screen here. You're not going to want to miss this. This is Broadway Toast Queensborough and our partners. And this is a virtual concert for everyone, featuring the stars and songs of Hamilton, Wicked, Phantom of the Opera, Dear Evan Hansen, The Lion King, and more. Let's get me back up on the screen there. Let's get everything going. So you'll definitely want to check this out. Just have this playing in the background, reminder. And join us as we'll have this on QPTV tonight at 7 p.m. Spectrum 34, 1995. RCN 82 and Files 34, and of course QPTV.org will be right here. And of course, when that is done, you can always come back to QPTV.org to watch the program in its entirety. We'll try to get you some previews on Daily Social Live as we continue with the show. Let's take a quick break. And we'll be right back with more QPTV Daily Social Live.
This year marks the first year ranked choice voting is implemented in our local elections.
Voters can choose up to 5 candidates.
And with the June primary coming up really soon, it also includes ranked choice voting. So I think it's really important that we all work together collectively to educate our communities about what RCV is. So I challenge you, all the viewers, to talk to a couple people, a couple eligible voters in your life about RCV.
Try to talk to at least 2 voters you know.
2 voters in your life.
Just let them know about ranked choice voting, what it is, and how it works.
Looking forward to more of that information coming directly from the youth ambassadors from NYC Votes. That was very enlightening, being able to talk to so many young people who are on the field, on the ground, some who aren't even of age to vote yet, really making an impact in their communities. And that's what this is all about. That's what that program is about. And that is certainly what QPTV is about. We're happy to bring that content to you on a regular basis. In fact, next week we should have at least 1 or 2 of the interviews from some of those youth ambassadors, and we'll continue to roll those out throughout the election season, and especially leading up to the primary on June 22nd. So be on the lookout for that. We'll play the 3-minute and 30-second piece a little later. But before that, let's get into what you can check out on QPTV.org right now. If you were watching earlier, we had the Queens College Commencement right here on QPTV and QPTV.org. And now you can go there and you can watch the entire program. We'll skim through a little bit, but as you can see, it was quite the event. And in lieu of being able to have an in-person ceremony, they went all out with the production and the highlights and the guest appearances and the speeches. Whether you're an alumnus, whether you belong to Queens College, it's definitely very different from sitting there, but it's also entertaining for viewers who don't have a stake directly in Queens College, whether you're a former student or you have a student there or you're thinking about going there. Either way, we're happy to bring you this program because it's incredibly informative and actually very entertaining. So you want to check that out on QPTV.org right now. In addition to this, we have a number of other simulcasts that you can now watch on demand. We have our election center there, which is very important. But we also have our simulcast. And as you can see, it's right there. You can watch that anytime on QPTV.org. We have the 2021 Queens Power 100 that was on yesterday. We have the Conversations with the Candidate series, Eric Adams, KATHRYN GARCIA, Ray McGuire. That's brought to you by the Queens Chamber of Commerce. We have an informative video on ranked choice voting. We have the last 2 events from Queens District Attorney Melinda Katz, the Memorial Day observance ceremony. And if you've seen the news recently, there was a vandalism at that Veterans Park, and you could actually see this program where it is prior to this. And I know they're working on that now. But the other program that we had last month was Asian Pacific Islander Heritage Month. You can watch that celebration on demand on QPTV.org right now as well. And don't forget, we have plenty of other programs, QPTV Originals, and including this program here. You can watch previous episodes, and you can basically bookmark this page. There's lots coming, and there's lots to see now, and you want to check that out. Let's take another quick break. QPTV Daily Social Live. We'll be back. We will get that segment fixed, I promise, along with the weather. In case you're wondering, this is still what it looks like. It's awfully gray out there. Please be careful if you're driving in poor weather later on. Yeah. But it's still spring, technically, so it's not quite everyday beach weather yet. It's not the summer yet, excuse me. Let's see. Let's remind you again about what's happening. Let's get the display up there. We want to remind you that yesterday we had the 2021 Queens Power 100. It had quite a few guest speakers. Another virtual event, but these are virtual events. This one by City and State, New York. These virtual events were or are, because they're still happening, are critical in these times when people need information and there aren't central locations to get them. Well, now there are. QPTV right here. We have all these simulcasts available on our website, qptv.org. You can visit it anytime to find out, of course, channel information. And you can look at the latest information that's on the latest content, like the We Power NYC ambassadors right there. We have our newsletter and guide. Make sure you sign up to that, because that's the easiest and quickest way to get all the information you need to know about QPTV. Any updates, any events, programming, it's all going to be right there. Right into your mailbox, directly from QPTV. We'll never give your information away. We're not going to spam you. We're a not-for-profit organization. We're strictly here to facilitate media. It's our mission. So if you want to know all the updates, if you're a Queens resident or someone who just is passionate about media, making media, creating media, learning about media, please subscribe to the newsletter right there. You can also go to qptv.org/newsletter to look at past issues and to also sign up. Let's take another quick break. We're going to bring you a video right now. This is from the crew from Queens Conversations. Let's check this out, and we'll be back in a little bit.
What an auspicious time to be with all of you. Thank you so much for showing up for your community and being in celebration with all of us.
Once again, pretty soon we'll be bringing you segments. Learn at qptv.org on the QPTV Daily Social Live. we'll be bringing you live, tips and tutorials for various aspects of media creation. We look forward to bringing that to you. If you have any questions or recommendations or suggestions, please send them directly to QPTV, media@qptv.org. You could also send it to any of the social media links you see there on the screen. If you're on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, LinkedIn, or Twitch, search for QPTV or Queens Public Television. We'll be happy to answer your suggestions or your questions. And we'll be covering all different types of methods, various budgets, whether you're a pro or you're just starting out. We'll cover all different types of tools and services and resources and best practices. It'll be a lot of fun for all of us. So look out for that on Daily Social Live. I don't want to say, but maybe another week or two. So put your thinking caps on and get your notebooks out. It should be fun. Let's get on to the next segment here on QPTV Daily Social Live. What we have, we'll tell you about some other things we got going on the site right now. That's the Conversations with the Candidates series. This is brought to you by the Queens Chamber of Commerce. These interviews with, I believe so far, only the Democratic candidates for mayor. The primary is coming up. Make sure that you're well informed about ranked choice voting because it's going to be critical in this election. You might go in thinking you're voting for, you're going with one choice, and you pick that one choice, and you may be surprised with the results if you're not aware of how the ranked choice voting process works. And of course, you can go to qptv.org right now to find out. We have a number of videos, and of course, we're linking to NYC votes. Voting.NYC is the website to go to get that information. But of course, on qptv.org, we have a number of videos that you can watch that explain it as well. But in addition to Eric Adams, you can currently also watch candidate Ray McGuire. And just to give you a little preview, we'll put that on the background. Of course, that's Tom Gretsch, president of Queens Chamber of Commerce, who is conducting these interviews. These are excellent programs that we're happy to simulcast and bring to you on QPTV. And also, you can check out KATHRYN GARCIA in that episode, in that series as well, which is available on qptv.org. This is also available on qptv.org's election center. You could find at qptv.org/election. We try to make it as simple as possible to find these things. And of course, if you are unable, just let us know and we'll point you in the right direction. As I was saying before, you can also check out this program that we have, I believe, brought to us by the YMCA. That's actually the NYC Votes promo. What you want to do is check this out because it goes in depth along with the promo before it, which links to Voting.NYC. But this promo goes in depth with demonstrations of how ranked choice voting works, with very simple examples. They don't use any actual candidates. I believe one of them is a bodega election where the vote is for the best snack. So if you want to check that out, that's in there. I don't remember the exact time stamp. I would find it for you, but it's in here. And it's actually, it makes it a lot of fun to learn. Edutainment, if you will. And that's on qptv.org right now. We're getting ready to wrap up here because, as we said, we have a program coming up not too long away. It'll be 7 p.m. That's Broadway Toast Queensborough, and our partners. We'll remind you one more time before we leave, of course, but that'll be today at 7 p.m. on Spectrum Channel 34 or 1995, RCN 82, and FiOS 34. Let's take another quick break. Hopefully our last one. There'll be less of these breaks in the future, but for now we have to take them. We have to reset everything here. Not literally, but get back on track. Let's take a look at that NYC Votes promo for their ambassadors program. Thanks again to them. We'll be having more from them more than likely, hopefully early next week, but we'll see. But you could definitely expect to elect more, especially leading up to the primary and, of course, leading up to Election Day itself, which we have a few months. Seems like it's a while away, but we're heading into summer, so right after that, election season ramps up in a big way. So check this out. You can find out all you need to know about not just ranked choice voting, but New York City elections in itself by going to VOTING.NYC.
Hi everyone, my name is Olivia Brady. I am the Youth Engagement Coordinator for NYC Votes. We started this program, the We Power NYC Ambassador Program, as a volunteer opportunity in the summer of 2020. And it was so successful that we were actually able to branch out and secure funding to pay 16 young New Yorkers from across the 5 boroughs to do this incredibly important work of getting their communities engaged, educated, and out to vote this year.
Like voting and participating in local elections is one of the biggest things voters can do.
As ambassadors, we're kind of responsible for communicating all this different information about voting and local government.
I feel like it's important for voters to have unbiased, equitable information regardless of what community you live in.
That you directly and you alone, you have the power to change this city. You have the power to make this city a city that you would want to live in, you would want to raise your own kids in.
Voting really gives you power, even if you don't think it does, it really does. So please vote.
It's so important for your communities, even on a local level. It's really important to vote for what you think would be in your community's best interest.
A lot of the, nuances and small facets of our community that we never really realized, such as the streetlights, the stop signs, do you have bike lanes in your community? Is it safe to cross the street? Those are all impacted by the officials that we elect into office.
So why not start early and try to fix some of those problems and try to shape the, the city?
Change starts within us, and no matter how small we may think our votes are, they all count towards a major goal of ensuring that NYC is in a state that we all hope for it to be in.
I'm really learning how I can help my community change.
Being involved in your community and educating your community, because no one else will.
Giving my community and surrounding communities a chance to be heard.
You can make such a big difference by voting for someone that aligns with your values, that speaks for what you believe in, speaks for what you speak.
To get registered, to find your poll site, to learn about early voting, you can visit voting.nyc. It's your one-stop shop for all your election needs.
Follow New York City Votes on all of their social media platforms, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube, to stay informed about all the stuff happening locally with elections. They'll show you how you can fill out your ballot, learn about different representatives, and they give you all the deadlines and stuff that you need to know in a fun, informative way.
It is in a non-partisan, non-biased, easy to understand kind of way.
I think that it's really important. It means that other people can be more educated and get more involved in local politics as well, which will impact my and everybody's future.
Vote, get up, go vote, and let your voice be heard.
Take that feeling of power, take that feeling of responsibility, and run with it and do something powerful, impactful, and great for what I think is the greatest city in the world.
You're watching QPTV Daily Social Live. Don't forget to check us out on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, LinkedIn, and Twitch. all over social media. Look for Queens Public Television or QPTV. It's hard to miss us. Make sure you're looking for the official QPTV. And then, of course, you can email us directly, media@qptv.org. We'll be happy to take your questions or comments. And, of course, we're on your cable systems. It's not going anywhere. With Spectrum, RCN, Fios, we're on those channels. You can go to qptv.org/guide to get that information anytime. Also to see the schedule. Make sure that you sign up for QPTV's newsletter and weekly guide. Go to qptv.org/newsletter and sign up. You could also find past issues of the newsletter there as well. But this is the easiest way, other than just parking yourself on our website and hitting the refresh button constantly, to get the latest updates from QPTV. It'll be delivered right to your inbox. We were not going to spam you. We're not going to give your information out. It is completely private. This is strictly to keep a connection between QPTV, old logo, QPTV, and you, the viewer or the channel user or the producer or just the concerned citizen who really, really appreciates getting the latest information from their community, about their community, and for their community, which is Queens. And other people around the world are interested in community media, whether it's from their community or not, is because you are getting true and authentic stories from real people. And people, it's a funny thing to say because people are real, but media is funny. As soon as you turn the camera on someone, consciously or subconsciously, they're now playing a role. So there's an element to community media, public access, that takes that away because there is a camera pointed, but you're getting the truth. Ultimately, you're getting an unpolished, and not necessarily polishing is bad, but you're getting real media from people who aren't, whose job isn't to give you media. To a certain extent, QPTV, we're helping to facilitate media, but really in that mission, the idea is to help you facilitate that media. If you're an average person, or you represent an organization, or if you're anybody who has something to say, QPTV, community media, public access, is the medium to do it. It is a free speech medium, and it is, for the most part, free to get into. And of course, if you want to know more about how specifically and how you can get into creating media with QPTV, you can go to qptv.org/create to find out what steps you could take to become a channel user, a producer, a certified access producer, a provider of programs, or even a not-for-profit organization who would like to take advantage of the resources that QPTV offers in our community bulletin board, listing events and public service announcements and so on. I mean, it's a lot that we offer that involves professional broadcast studios and equipment and training. And this is available for the community. I don't think you could find anywhere else where you're going to find that without paying a hefty price in so many ways. And what QPTV and places like us, community media centers, what ultimately we help build the community rather than take away from it. Through QPTV, we are training individuals on cutting edge media. Like I said, broadcast level quality equipment and studios, cameras, software. We train people on these. We also provide the channel space for people to get their message out to the community. And in a borough like Queens, which is incredibly diverse, we have many people who use QPTV as the starting point to reach the whatever diaspora they're trying to reach, and it reaches worldwide. Not necessarily from our distribution, but from the fact that QPTV represents the cultural community media hub of Queens. And ultimately, in that, we represent a sense of incredible diversity. People who come to Queens, come to New York, a lot of them centralize here. And this becomes the hub for information for everywhere else in the world. So we are happy to help facilitate people get their voices out. And of course, we want to invite you, especially if you live in Queens, to become part of our family. And if you're not living in Queens, you can still become a distant cousin. You can provide us with programs. You don't have to be a resident, so we're happy to take you. But of course, check out qptv.org/newsletter. Make sure you sign up so you're getting all the latest updates. We are going to not take another break, but we will start to wrap up because we have to go. So let's just remind you, of course. Let's get the information up on the screen there. Tonight at 7 p.m., you're going to want to check out Broadway Toast Queensborough and our partners. That'll be on Spectrum 34, 1995, RCN 82, and Files 34. Look at this incredibly star-studded Broadway lineup. I know many people have incredibly missed Broadway. This is a little taste, and it's targeted right here at our heart, right here in Queens. Please check it out right here on QPTV and QPTV.org. And if you're on QPTV.org, make sure you also check out the Queens College Commencement 2021 incredibly produced program. We're happy to make this available to not only the folks here in the borough, but family across the states and beyond. So check that out. Make sure you share it with your friends and family. And don't forget to check out the Conversations with the Candidates series. We have Eric Adams up there on QPTV.org. We have Ray McGuire up there on QPTV.org. And we have KATHRYN Garcia right up there on QPTV.org. You can watch these 3 episodes along with our entire election series. Go to QPTV.org/election to watch all those programs. And there's a lot more. We don't have time to cover it. Like I said, next week we have coming up, hopefully those will be ready, those interviews with the NYC Votes, We Power NYC Youth Ambassadors Program. Special thanks to them again. And we also have, what else do we have coming up? We have interviews with some people that are going to be part of something we haven't fully announced yet, but we have a Media Lab project coming up where we will be highlighting and focusing and dissecting the elements of media, pieces of media, and creators of media. There we are. And we have a few people who will be on the first few episodes. We'll be happy to bring those to you. We'll be bringing you chunks, if not entire portions of those interviews here on Daily Social Live. I'm looking forward to that, as you should too. And we can't give anything else away right now. We have a lot coming up. I'm looking at the list. It's exciting, but it's also get you a little, you know, it's a lot to do, but it's fun. This is fun. Media should be fun. Community media especially should be fun because of simply making it a community experience. And that's what you get out of QPTV when you become a producer or a channel user. Please go to qptv.org/create to learn more about that. But that's it for today. Thank you so much for tuning in to Daily Social Live from QPTV. We'll be back again with more on what you should know from Queens Public Television. Because we can't do this without you. In fact, we're here for you. We want you to become part of our in real life social network. Go to qptv.org to find out how to watch, learn, and create with QPTV. Go to qptv.org/newsletter to sign up to get the latest updates about website and channel information, and also dealing with facility, COVID-19 updates, and any special events. Make sure you go to qptv.org/newsletter to sign up. Thank you very much for tuning in to Daily Social Live. Tell your friends about us, share and subscribe. Stay safe and be well.